Welcome to the Embrace Strength podcast. I'm your host, Ashley Crocker. I am an experienced trainer and active life professional. I work with people who are struggling with nagging pain to get back to the activities they love without fear of re-injury. This podcast is here to educate and provide value to you on all things health, fitness, staying active, and personal development. Let's dive in. Hello. Welcome back to the pod. Just a disclaimer, I have my little dog Murph in my lap because it's a lower chance he's going to start barking if he's actually sitting in my lap. So if you hear some little noises, it might be Murph noises. But I'm excited to chat with you guys today all about why, quote unquote, just rest is not going to fix back pain. And I'm going to talk about what actually works. So I think that for the majority of coaches, you guys are scared of back pain. You're really scared if you have a client that comes to you with a history of back pain. If this is the case, you're probably just hoping and wishing and praying that the back pain doesn't resurface during their time working with you because you wouldn't know how to deal with that. Or if you have somebody that develops back pain or tweaks their back while they're working with you, you're even more scared because this quote unquote happened on your watch and you don't know what to do about it, right? And the initial knee-jerk reaction for things that we don't understand or don't have a lot of knowledge around is like, oh my gosh, like let's just try and avoid it as much as possible. So we're going to pull back and don't do anything that hurts, right? And then the client might end up going to the doctor and then they hear some scary words like bulging disc or herniated disc, or the doctor wants me to get an injection, or things like this, or they might get unnecessary imaging. And then that even scares you more because you really don't know what to do with all that doctor speak, right? And at the end of the day, you really just don't want to make your client worse. So it totally makes sense why you might tend to err on the side of extreme caution and pull back anything that hurts. No hinging, nothing that hurts. Rest until it feels better. And I'm here to tell you that smart movement, not rest, is the best thing you can give a back pain client. Okay? And I highly, highly recommend that you educate yourself from a resource from the coaching lens on back pain, okay? Shameless plug, I'm doing a mini program at the end of April that specifically goes over different types of back pain, how to work with clients that are dealing with this. We're talking about terms your doctor might say or your client's doctor might say. I go through the differences of what's the difference between a herniation and a bulging disc, right? How do you approach movement? All of that in a 3-day mini program the last week of April. So just throwing that in here, okay? But going back to smart movement, here's the thing. When you have somebody dealing with back pain, a lot of times movement makes it feel better, right? And I don't mean yes, they should do their full normal workout when they're dealing with back pain. No, that's not what I mean. I mean, can they walk without pain, right? Are they able to do some slow cat-cows? Can they do some slow body weight Jefferson curls? Does it feel better to extend their back or go into flexion and round their back? How does it feel for the client to rotate? I'm talking gentle movement and finding things that feel good to the client and get some blood flow to the area because blood flow is healing. And if we can get blood flow to the area, that's going to help it heal much quicker. You know what doesn't get blood flow to the area? Laying down on a bed or sitting on a couch, right? So That's what I mean when I say like smart movement, gentle movement is going to help clients move through back pain quicker. And here's the first thing that I do when I have a client with back pain. So let's say I'm already working with him and they're going through a flare up. Okay, this actually happened recently with one of my clients. So first things first, I ask, was anything different about your week? Higher stress levels, less sleep than usual. How's your fueling? Have you gotten more or less movement than usual outside of your workout, right? So trying to get an idea, high level overview. Okay, was this an outside factor that doesn't even have to do with exercise that is triggering this client to have lower capacity, therefore putting them under their threshold and into pain? Okay, so that's the first thing. Next thing, depending on what they say, like, okay, what makes it feel good and what makes it feel worse, right? So like, for example, with the specific client I'm thinking of, rounding the back feels good. Extending the back feels bad. So I give her some exercises to gently do that round the back paired with breathing, making sure she's going for walks because that doesn't irritate her, right? And so I'm just focused on, okay, what are things she's able to do comfortably and get some blood flow to the area, and I'm having her give me updates every day, all right? Every day, is it improving? Is it getting worse? Are we staying the same, right? So you really have to keep tabs on this when you do have somebody going through a back flare. But taking clients through this smart movement progression helps them heal so much faster. Another example I can give you is one of the coaches that I mentor actually has her own back issue, and she has flare-ups every once in a while, and she has been going through a flare-up over the past 4 weeks, and she's taken herself, through the same protocol, right? What feels good? What feels better? Week 1, right? She knew that rounding her back did not feel good, but extending the back did. Walking felt okay, right? She made sure to get to the chiropractor because that was helpful for her. Week 2, she reassessed. Oh, I'm moving a little bit better. I'm going to progress the mobility circuit I made for myself. Week 3, I feel even better. I'm going to do a little bit higher intensity of a workout this week. See how that feels. So anyways, I think you guys kind of hear what I'm getting at. But when you know exactly how to, back up a little bit. When you understand back pain more as a whole, and you understand that as long as you don't do anything incredibly stupid, then you're probably not going to make the client worse, okay? So it's like, yes, we need to educate ourselves. Knowledge is power. We learn, wow, okay, this is not as bad as I thought. This is not as scary as it sounds, right? That's going to be step 1. Step 2, asking the right questions to your client if they are dealing with a back flare, okay? And ask them, what makes it feel good? What makes it feel worse? Just finding 3 or 4 core movements, gentle movements, think mobility type stretching with breathing that feel good to them, all right? Have them do that for a few days until they move through it, right? And then at that point, it's like, all right, we're through the flare. Now, you have to ease back into their training, right? You can't just go back into full force intensity right there. So it'll be a slow rebuild back to their normal training volume. And that's how I approach back pain flare-ups with clients. So I hope this was valuable for you. And if you are somebody that's like, man, I would really love to learn more about back pain so I wasn't so scared of it, you should join my back pain mini program coming April 28th through the 30th. It's a 3-day mini program, running it in Telegram. You can listen to the trainings on your own time. You are going to learn about back pain, gain some knowledge around it. You're going to learn about certain medical terms as it relates to back pain, so that if you have a client that goes to the doctor or gets imaging, you can better understand what they are coming to you with, and then how to train them, how to regress movements, how to approach this client working with back pain. So if you want to join that, DM me the words back pain and I will get you the link to join. And I will also put the link to join the mini program in the show notes. In the show notes, the link will be there too. And if you're not interested in the mini program, but you are interested in more movement options when it comes to coaching somebody with back pain, what are some options you have for regressions and things that might be helpful for this type of person? You might be a good fit to grab my movement library. It has over 330 exercises, all organized by movement pattern and body part. I have a whole low back pain tab for you. So I will also put the link to that in the show notes. And I will catch you guys next week. Talk to you later.